Your fastmcp configuration is ready, but running it still feels like typing the same commands over and over. We'll show you how to launch servers with 0 arguments when using fastmcp.json, plus the exact flags to skip environment setup or source prep when you've already handled them. This is how you go from repetitive CLI typing to one-command execution.
#autodetect fastmcp, JSON in current directory. CD my project. Fastmcp run hash, no arguments needed. Hash or specify a configuration file explicitly. Fastmcp run prod, fastmcp, JSON. #skip environment setup when already in a UV environment. Fastmcp run fastmcp, JSON skip-env. #skip source preparation when source is already prepared. Fastmcp run fastmcp, JSON skip source. #skip both environment and source preparation. Fastmcp run fastmcp, JSON skip-env skip source.
This demonstrates the declarative configuration pattern, where infrastructure and runtime behavior are defined through structured configuration rather than imperative code. The approach replaces complex command line arguments and environment setup scripts with a single, version-controlled JSON file that serves as the source of truth. What makes this distinctive is its separation of the server's logical definition, what it does from its operational execution, how it runs. The pattern works by organizing configuration into 3 conceptual layers: source location, environment requirements, and deployment parameters. This separation of concerns allows each aspect to evolve independently. You can change dependencies without touching runtime settings or modify transport protocols without altering source code. The configuration becomes self-documenting infrastructure, where the file structure itself communicates the system's architecture to both developers and deployment tools. This approach solves the problem of environment drift and works on my machine inconsistencies by making deployments fully reproducible. It's particularly valuable for teams working across multiple environments, dev/staging/prod, or when deploying to constrained environments like cloud functions or edge devices. The trade-off is initial setup complexity, but the payoff comes in reduced operational friction. Configuration files can be versioned, reviewed, and reused, while still allowing runtime overrides when needed. Let's break it down.
#autodetect fastmcp, JSON in current directory. CD my project. Fastmcp run hash, no arguments needed.
This demonstrates fastmcp's 0 configuration execution. When no arguments are provided, it auto-detects fastmcp, JSON in the current directory, eliminating manual file specification. The pattern prioritizes convention over configuration for faster iteration.
Hash or specify a configuration file explicitly. Fastmcp run prod, fastmcp, JSON.
This explicitly specifies a configuration file, overriding the default auto-detection. Use this when you need environment-specific settings like production credentials or different deployment targets.
#skip environment setup when already in a UV environment. Fastmcp run fastmcp, JSON skip-env.
This bypasses environment setup when you're already in a configured UV environment. Saves time by skipping redundant dependency installation and virtual environment creation, while maintaining identical execution behavior. Use this flag when your environment is pre-configured and validated.
#skip source preparation when source is already prepared. Fastmcp run fastmcp, JSON skip source.
The skip source flag bypasses source preparation when your codebase is already in the required state. This optimizes execution time by eliminating redundant preprocessing steps, particularly useful in CI/CD pipelines or repeated local testing. fastmcp assumes you've manually handled any source transformations needed for the run.
Skip both environment and source preparation. fastmcp run fastmcp, JSON skip-env skip source.
This combines both skip flags to bypass environment setup and source preparation entirely. Useful when you've already manually configured the environment and prepared sources, eliminating redundant setup steps for faster execution. fastmcp environment optimization. The skip-env and skip source flags transform fastmcp from a self-contained runtime into a flexible deployment orchestrator, letting you reuse existing environments and source trees. These flags silently fail when their corresponding steps aren't needed, so always verify your environment state before assuming they took effect. Use project with prepared environments to achieve sub-second server restarts in production scenarios.
The environment that refuses to be created becomes the fastest environment of all.